Well, indeed, because this is a very pleasant surprise. As we were coming past Twin Dams, 4 little heads poked up from next to the road. So it seems as though it's the 4 Styx cubs that are just being, well, that have been left in this area. Why they are right next to the road like this, I'm not quite sure. I can't see any sign of an adult anywhere here. It just looks like the 4 of them that are all having a nice little nap in the shade. So why they're so exposed as little ones like this, I'm really not quite sure. They should theoretically be in a little bit of a denser area and certainly not next to a main road where there's cars whizzing up and down, but nice to see them nonetheless. They, like I say, are not accompanied by the parents or by mom, so I don't think I'm going to be spending too much time unless mom makes an appearance here. We ultimately don't want to attract too much attention to little cubs, and as much as it's exciting to see the little ones, and it's always epic to see little baby lions, it's important to remember that us sitting here does attract attention to what might not, well, to many animals, and they might then come and investigate, and these little cubs might have been hidden and not sort of drawn in the attention had we not been here. So we won't spend too long if mom doesn't appear. I want to just try and check around them a little bit. They are on the southern side of the road in Little Gowrie, and I know that some of the Styx Pride is apparently on Triple M close to Arathusa driveway, and so they are quite far from this section. Maybe mom is looking just somewhere close by, because they seem very relaxed with us. They don't try. Suspect if mom was here that all 4 of them would be lying quite close to her. I highly doubt they would be lying far away from her, especially every single one of them, because all 4 are there and they look pretty healthy. It doesn't look like there's too much wrong with them, so it doesn't seem as though they've got too much of that mange that some of the other Pride members have got, and they look pretty good. They could probably do with a meal. It depends on how long they've been left for, but this is fairly common when it comes to lion cubs. Now, before we get any further, if you have a look there's some ants that are busy running around in the foreground. Now, those pugnacious ants, if you compare them to the size of the lion cub, it gives you an idea of just how small these little lions are. So even though they're a few months old now, they are quite little in comparison. If you think about how small an ant is that ant is probably about the size of my fingernail, and so it gives you an idea of just how big the lions are. It's a nice little scale reference if you're wondering the size of these little guys. But like I say, they seem as though they're also much like Hosanna. They're hot and tired. It's been probably a long day for everyone involved. It's not pleasant if you're a cat in this weather. You've got fur and it's stiflingly hot, and it's really can't be easy for them. So I'm pretty sure they're just spending the day. Oh, bless you, Senzo. Are you all right there, buddy? Okay, no worries. So Senzo has had a little sneeze, which gave that one cup of a fright, and it's this time of year we often do get sniffles, and Jamie struggles with it because of the pollen release of some of the flowers and those kind of things, and the inflorescence on some of the grasses to activate the sinuses, and you tend to sneeze and sniff your way through the day. So hopefully Sens is not being affected by that too much, but still surprised to see from a little leopard cub to lion cub to Jesus, actually, between Kenya and South Africa. So, Francis from Israel, you're wondering how the situation is with these cubs. Well, at the moment, it seems as though okay. I mean, I haven't seen them for quite some time, so I honestly haven't really had a good enough look. And the way that they're lying at the moment, I can't really see too much of it. And they look fairly healthy. They look as though they've got a nice even covering of fur. Their ears don't look as though they've scabbed in any way, and their legs don't look too bad either. So you see their ears look fairly healthy there. There doesn't look like there's any scabbing or sort of loss of fur. There's marks here and there, but of cubs, they do have a few little blemishes and nicks and cuts in places, but they look pretty healthy. They actually look really good considering the rest of the Pride has struggled with this mange, and I'm pretty sure that the Styx Pride is starting to rebuild after it, and you know the wetter weather that we've had is certainly going to help in eradicating that mange and helping them bounce back from it and becoming much healthier as a Pride. Now also the thing is that hopefully what's going to happen is that these ones, because they haven't really contracted it too heavily just yet, they'll only get it a little bit later if they do get it, and that means that their immune system should hopefully be a little stronger, and that means that they'll be able to hopefully survive it, much like their older siblings have. The older siblings, while they do have traces of mange, are looking fairly healthy the last time I saw them. So these guys look as though they're doing absolutely fine, and I think they'll be just right hopefully, if they are protected by their mom and the Birminghams and no other males or anything like that comes into the area. But unfortunately, we are going to leave them. Like I say, it's that time of the day where there's things like hyenas that are around and moving, and whenever you're close to a water point, there's all kinds of things that come past. And so Hosana's also not very far away, and like I said, I don't want to attract too much attention to these little ones without mom. So I think I'm going to leave them here and carry on. But what a nice surprise to have them as well as the leopard for the afternoon. Right, while I carry on and see what else I can rummage out of the bag for the afternoon, let's go back to James and those big pachyderms that he's been following around this afternoon.